back to the Riverbend podcast. My name is Alan Diocampo. With me today, a very special guest. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Adrienne Odulio. I'm the head leader here at Cleocatra Café on Osborne location.
Yeah. So my first question was actually, what is your title?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So when did you get hired originally here at Cleocatra?
I started working here over a year ago. I want to say around May or June of 2024, so it hasn't been too long. But I started off at the Portage location. Once the Osborne location opened up, I just got transferred over here.
Yeah. Do you do anything else on the sides besides working?
Currently not as of right now. I am full-time here at Cleocatra, so a lot of my time just goes into the cats here. Big projects coming up, so it's definitely something I'm focusing on more.
Can you say some of the bigger projects coming up, or
yeah,
is that
actually,
secret?
yeah, we've already announced it on our Instagram, so we're opening up a third location. As of right now, I'm working on the GoFundMe, things like fundraising. If you haven't already seen, I've been working with Small Mercies, just across the street here at Osborne, and doing some side gigs there. I guess that kind of answers your last question, anything on the side, but it's just like going there and spreading the word, Cleocatra, who we are, and of course raising the funds to open up the third location. But yeah, a lot more information on our Instagram, but there's not too much to be shared just because we're still in the works of it as of right now. But yeah, mostly reaching out to different businesses for partnerships, supports, things like that.
Yeah. With you working at a cat cafe, do you have any cats yourself?
Oh yeah, I have one cat. I get asked this question all the time, and people ask why I don't have more cats since I'm working with them every single day. But the only reason why I have one cat is just because he's kind of feisty and he doesn't like a lot of other animals, so I've never wanted to force him to share his space with other cats. And yeah, we used to have a bigger dog, but he also did not like him, so we just didn't try with other cats.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever brought your cat here?
No, we aren't allowed to bring other animals to this space just because all of our cats are specialized with already their needs and whatnot. If we bring in other animals, there might be the risk of spreading diseases or different risks entirely. Just we have to be more careful, safer than sorry, to bringing in other animals in the space.
Yeah. This is going to be a subjective question. Do you enjoy your time here?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I've never thought about kind of expanding to different places. I love working here. I spend a lot of my time just in this building, let alone working behind the desk or doing things like this, speaking to other people. It's really fun. I think that working at a space like this really lets me open up to my creative side while also being able to do slight business with talking to other companies, while also doing things like my side gigs and being on the media team. It's always something different every day.
Yep. So when you originally got hired, you were just a worker here?
Yeah.
And
yes.
how did you climb the rank?
Well, how I mentioned that I started working at the Portage location.
Yep.
They were just needing baristas there, so they were training me first off as being behind a coffee bar, making drinks and whatnot. Then they recently after I started working here, they opened up the Osborne location. They were thinking we need more people here than at Portage, and since I was still fairly new at Portage, I wasn't really the greatest at making drinks. They say let's move over Adrienne to the Osborne location, so I ended up here. A few weeks in, I had already kind of advanced with just speaking to customers. At least my bosses, my higher ups, had already recognized that in me. I started off at the media team right off the bat. I started taking pictures with the cats, taking pictures of the cats, speaking on videos, that they ended up making me head of the media team. So that was things like making the videos and on TikTok and whatnot, opening up the TikTok. And then I had put out the idea out there. It was an oncoming idea to start up paint nights, which is one of the events that we do here at Osborne. And once we started that going, I was talking to artists, I was getting in supplies, just overall coordinating the events. That ended up leading me to land kind of a hiring process, or a hiring spot here where I was more talking to people like our artists. I ended up hiring the employees that work here at the Osborne location. So I want to just say eventually I kind of worked up to it with different smaller projects leading up to one bigger one, and then they had recognized that, hard workers that come here, I was able to just kind of advance pretty quickly with the project, especially with Cleocatra being a smaller company. We have been expanding pretty quickly with all the success with the 2 locations so far in under 3 years, that it was just pretty quick, and it happened all so fast, and I'm entirely grateful to have gotten this position. But yeah.
So going more into like how Cleocatra started, why, how, and for what reason did Cleocatra start?
Yeah, so Cleocatra opened up in May of 2023. Long time ago, the owner of the both locations, his name is Harry. He had opened up Cleocatra for his love of cats, of course, and just he came from as a transfer student, international student from Vietnam. There in Vietnam, he had mentioned that a lot of the animals there are not very well taken care of. As you can see, cats, dogs, kind of just roaming around on the streets, not being well fed. That's something that he took idea to moving here to Canada. And so after his degree in college in agriculture, he decided to take a different turn, kind of open up in the business sector. Putting two and two together, Vietnam is also really big on their coffee, which is it's very fermented and it's very popular. So he had decided to kind of just put two and two together. He started working with smaller rescues first off the bat, trying to see which of them would allow cats in a bigger space and whatnot. We ended up with Tales of Freedom, which is our rescue as of right now, but it ended up evolving to a great place such as, and yeah, with the first location, obviously there was a bunch of bumps. They couldn't open the coffee bar right off the bat. We were opening up as early as 7 a.m. in the morning and closing as late as 9 p.m., but ended up becoming as successful as opening up the two locations. So yeah.
So I know you mentioned your shelter rescue that you guys receive these cats from. Partnered from. How does Cleocatra select which ones to bring cats into?
Yeah, as in the which rescue?
Yeah, which rescue.
Oh, yeah. So Tales of Freedom was the first rescue that we worked with when opening up Portage location. They were mainly the rescue that we were interested in because they were a no-kill shelter. So that's just something that we've always kind of just our morals when it comes to rescues and our cats here is that they're being taken care of in good hands no matter where they are. So the rescue, I'm pretty sure they were pretty close-knit, the owner and the owner of Tales of Freedom. They were close-knit to begin with, and the idea kind of sprouted from the both of them, opening up a space such as they were still a small rescue to begin with when we were opening up. So it was kind of just like two heads, one in one, kind of let's talk it out, let's figure out what we can do to open up a space like this and just bringing ideas to life. So specifically, we're looking at rescues who just care so much about their cats. They don't have a huge selection, so they're able to kind of take care of one cat. And if that cat is sick, then they're going to be able to take care of them, make sure that they're not being passed down or, being sprayed away because they're sick. So yeah, definitely just more attentive to our animals. And yeah.
How does Cleocatra select, or what is the process of introducing new cats into this building?
Oh, yeah.
With other cats?
Yeah, so as you can tell, as of right now, our cat room here behind us, they're all very well introduced. They're all super nice to each other. I mean, you're going to see some of them kind of hissing at each other, but aside from that, all of our cats that come from Tales of Freedom, they come from foster homes first. So if, for example, a cat from the streets, they take them in, take care of them, get them their shots, neuters, and make sure that they're healthy. They go to a foster home first, and typically at those foster homes, they already have more than 3-4 cats in one house. So that's when they first get introduced to having more animals in one space. And then once the foster family or the rescue have decided, I think they're going to be more okay opening up with more cats, that's when they're slowly introduced to our space here. On the other hand, a lot of our cats are kittens as well. Yeah. They're all super small, like under 6 months, super tiny kittens. And so those cats are very easy adaptable. They haven't even known what it's like to get hurt, really. So they're curious, really, and they open up to cats just like that. And so they get along pretty well. For some cats that are a little bit more feisty, we have these isolation pods here behind you. It's not like, a lot of people say it's like detention. It's not detention. It's kind of just, it's what's best for them, of course. They have their own space. If they're really hissy and still super walls up and kind of guarded, we have them in there first. And so they can introduce themselves to the space, introduce themselves to the sense of the cats, and then one day slowly kind of put them in the cat room. Doesn't work out, put them back out. Yeah, it's a process, really.
Has there ever been a cat that just didn't want to cooperate?
Oh, yeah. There's one of our cats here. His name is Prince Charming. He was a very loved cat here. He ended up getting adopted out by one of our employees here, Sarah. She had taken him home because he wasn't doing very well with all the other cats. He was super sweet to humans. hated other cats. I think he was about a year. He was one of our senior cats, so he was much bigger, which meant that he could do actual harm to the other animals if he wanted to. But yeah, he was in the pods there behind you for, I want to say 2 months, so a really, really long time, but he didn't have a foster family to go back to, unfortunately, so we had to keep him here. And he was hissing all the time at the cats, even at the sight of them, like through the window here, he'd always be hissing. So eventually, when he didn't do good in the cat room, we had him in there for a couple days. Sarah Jane ended up just adopting him because she fell in love with him. Spending all their time here with cats, all of us employees, you really tend to grow a liking to them. It's almost irresistible to want to take them home. So that's ended up what happening.
Looking at this building here, is this stuff from like the previous owners?
Oh yeah, no. This this location originally was a Unique Bunny, so it's a Asian transported goods retail store beforehand, and we had kind of almost transformed the whole blueprint. So this whole cat wall, it used to be like just one big room here, and then we've also got that back room over there that you entered through as well. Yeah, it's all entirely a new blueprint, and so I believe it took us around 3 to 4 months to really build up everything. But furniture like this table here, it's all pre-loved, vintage, thrifted, and everything like that motorcycle as well. A lot of everything here was kind of like a lot of the furniture you'll see here is pre-loved. That's why some of them are kind of creaky and whatnot. So
with this location and your other location, how many cats in total do you guys have?
We can house up to, I believe, 35 cats. At this location, we don't have as many as of right now since adoptions have been coming in pretty quickly, but we can house 20 cats in here at max and then 15 at the Portage location. So we're taking care of up to 35, and it can go up to 40 just depending on the situation with the rescue. If they need more helping hands, then we would take in more.
Okay. So how does Cleocatra take care of every cat?
It's a very, very tedious process. I mean, all of them have their own profile. We're making sure that all of them are getting the right food, nutrients, just everything that a cat would need and everything. We have a cat care team that works very, very hard to ensuring that all the cats here are healthy, but they come every morning and every night, every single day. And sometimes the cat care comes in as early as 5 a.m. to do checkups on the cats, especially when we have the full max 20, then it's like a full workload. But they check up on their eyes, nose, ears every morning. They know all the cats' names by heart. They know all their registration numbers. So it's very tedious. And for example, like Red Jasper here in the front pod, he's been sick for a couple days now. So we are just making sure every day that we're checking up on him. We're checking on his litter, checking on his food, how much he ate and everything. It's a very tedious process, but it's what ensures the cat's health.
Mm-hmm. What are the rules people need to know before going inside the cat area?
So for our clients, we have them sign a waiver form first, which just goes over kind of safeties and whatnot. But before heading inside, we have a process of them washing their hands first and then removing their shoes, and no liquids and foods inside of the cat room. So this is just to also, again, ensure all of our cats' health and safety. So for the shoes, we're just making sure that none of the outside dirt are coming inside of our cat room, wherever people are walking, just making sure that the cats don't get in contact with that. And then with washing hands and also sanitizing your hands constantly, that your germs again aren't coming into the cat room and then back out, if that makes sense. And with the food and drinks, it's self-explanatory, just making sure that the cats don't eat anything that they're not supposed to.
Yeah. And they're usually comfortable with people coming in?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Our cats are super sociable. They're super sweet. We've never, since I've been working here, I've never seen the incident of a cat attacking intentionally. There's been times where they nip at them by accident, of course. But, yeah, they're super sweet. And with kids, also, we have kind of like this policy board that I like to tell families first off, is just to make sure that the cats are making sure that you're careful with the cats, careful to pick them up, no running or screaming in the cat room just because the cats get startled, then they're going to start going spastic. It's things like that, just making sure that everything, our process is going in smoothly is all.
So how many adoptions do you see like typically per month here?
Per month, I want to say per week or per 2 weeks, I would say at least one. But then throughout the month, I feel like sometimes they slow down, sometimes they pick up, but they're constantly in and out. Like I have a hard time even remembering their names most of the time because it's like batches coming in and then batches coming out. So I want to say throughout the month, at least 3 to 4. And then on a good month, I would say like up to 10, because sometimes people like to adopt siblings in pairs or even threes. They take them in and out just like that, so that way they kind of stay together. So it really just depends on the amount of cats that we have in, and then the amount of cats that we have out.
For like siblings and stuff, do you like to like have people adopt them together rather than separate?
Yeah, definitely. It's something I recommend. There's something called a bonded pair, which basically means when they grow up together in a foster home, or they have been taken from their parents to a foster home, and then they end up getting raised together as well, they tend to become super just attached at the hip. The second that you put them in there, you're going to see them in one of the baskets just curled up next to each other. And it's just, I mean, looking at that, it's almost heartbreaking to really separate them. So I definitely recommend, if anybody was looking to adopt up 2 cats, it would definitely be to adopt siblings, just because you can already tell they have great chemistry. They're always together, always playing around, everything.
Yep. So when people come here, do they have like, let's say, what's the word I'm looking for? Do they have time slots or anything like that?
Yeah.
When they come in?
So
how does the process work?
Yeah, the process here at Cleocatra, it's a reservation-based process. So we have an online website that shows you all the available time slots to head into the cat room. And so we do reservations per hour. It's per 50 minutes, and then the 10 minutes in between every hour is just to clean up and throw away, do a quick checkup in between, and then getting people in and out. But it's every 50 minutes throughout the day. We're open on weekdays from 12 to 8, and then weekends 9 to 10. So throughout that time, we have the separate time slots for each hour, and we have the maximum capacity of 7 people at one time inside of our cat room, again to ensure the safety of our cats, health of our cats, making sure it's not too overcrowded in there, overpopulated. When the cats get too overstimulated, they're just going to zip to the back and you're not going to see them again. So yeah.
So with that, 7 people allowed here only. On what days are your busiest here?
Yeah, definitely as of right now, I want to say September to October is a little bit of our slower season, since school starts up again and we get less customers throughout the morning weekdays. It would just be our busiest would be our weekends, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Saturdays are usually super hectic. It's usually a bunch of kids coming in, big families, filling up the time slots all the time, from like early in the morning all the way to our latest at night. And then throughout the weekdays, that's kind of when we do our maintenance, so cleaning up in here, doing things like media and whatnot throughout the days. So yeah.
How do the workers at Cleocatra stay afloat without getting too overwhelmed?
Right, with the no-kill shelter, yeah. So since we have the maximum capacity of 20 cats at one time, we won't be able to take more than that. That's when we have to kind of help the rescue a little bit more, since they're going to be a little bit more packed with cats, of course. Since we're a no-kill shelter, we're constantly, or Tales of Freedom at least, they're constantly creating fundraisers for cats, and sometimes the situation is more eager than others and that they need more attention, so those fundraisers are more, we try to share them a little bit more. We try to make light of the situation more. Like, for example, on our Instagram, we're constantly posting about some of the cats who need more help, and more if they're sick or they get hurt, and that the shelter needs a little bit more attention. That's when we're kind of like uplifting it to our supporters, letting everyone know what the situation is like. That's typically more of like, we get a lot of our help from our supporters, of course, of the people who are also cat lovers, who also love animals. They want to help with the situation. So typically, yeah, that would be it. Yeah.
So what training or like background do the workers here need or receive to work here actually?
So there's a few different positions out here. We have the baristas at Portage, and then receptionists here at Osborne, so just behind the counter. And then at both locations we have the cat care team. So for the barista position, I'm not 1,000% sure. I mean, since I had gotten hired there over a year ago, I didn't have any barista experience. So I think it's more or less that you're able to, customer service is a big one. We talk to different customers every single day, and helping people with adoptions in and out, that's something that you have to be able to kind of withhold. Here at the Osborne location, we don't get too many employees in and out. But all it is really is your ability to speak to customers. You're attentive to detail. Of course, since they're cats, you have to always be checking up on them every single day throughout the day. And just the working ethic with our location here at Osborne, since we don't have the coffee bar, we're a little less busy than the Portage location. Our employees here have different tasks throughout the day. So we have one doing the merchandise, we have people doing the media team. It's all kind of like a different project for each person. So yeah.
What's it called? You mentioned how there's like different roles and responsibilities. Yeah. You mentioned how some of the hygiene stuff in there, you can't bring shoes or anything like that. How do you guys maintain that good hygiene here with the cats?
Yeah, so we, every morning as the receptionists, we have this kind of thorough cleaning in the cat room. So first thing when we open up in the morning, we have to clean up their litter boxes. We have to clean their litter boxes 3 times a day, which is, it sounds crazy, but it's really what's needed to be able to, of course, the cleanliness inside of the cat room. So one is that we have to clean out the litter boxes. In the morning, we have to vacuum and mop inside the cat room every day, and then we have to sanitize all the surfaces inside of the cat room. So that's mostly everything inside of there. And then when things happen like vomits or accidents inside the cat room, that's the first thing that we clean up, attentive to detail, of course, and putting away things like if the the food gets scattered around. Again, it's just really attentive to detail. Sometimes there's messes being made that we don't even realize since the cats, like in the back, for example, you wouldn't really know until you go back there, but the cats had spilled like a whole can of food or something like that. So yeah, it's obviously just making sure that everything is entirely tidy out there, and also the cat's not coming outside into the cafe space, because since they're 2 different areas, we have to make sure that all the cats are in one area.
Yeah. Have you ever got a cat that escaped from there?
Millions of times. Actually, there's a cat in there, his name is Adidas. He is like our escape artist as of right now. He's like finding every single chance that a door is open that he zips out. But if they run out, it's pretty easy. You just grab them, put them back inside. They're just mostly curious, so they don't really want to run away. They just want to kind of explore. Once they do it once, they do it a second time, third time, and that's all they want to do. But we had the incident that one of the cats out here had escaped and we didn't notice. And so just back up here, we have like this attic that goes up here. They end up making it just like in our roof, basically on top of the cat room, and had stayed there till the next day. And that's when we realized that he was gone. We ended up having to put because he didn't want to come out, we had to put a carriage up there with food inside, kind of like a booby trap for the cat to come inside. We ended up getting him in, and we brought him to Tales of Freedom just to make sure that he didn't eat anything up there that we didn't know. And so he was perfectly healthy, ended up coming back.
Did you guys create like a new policy? You guys have to do a head count every time.
It's hard. Because it's mostly the same cat is the thing. It's the same cat that runs out, same 2 cats that run out. So you kind of just know, especially when you open up the door a million times, the cats are running around, then you kind of know which one. You're like, oh, the same guy, Adidas, you're going back inside. Fila, you're going back inside. So yeah, it's not really much a head count, and you kind of can tell when a cat runs out, because it's the same ones.
Has there ever been a cat that walked out the door though?
Oh no, there hasn't. I mean, thankfully, fortunately, there hasn't been the situation, because we do have the it's kind of like a policy for us to lock the door when a cat comes and escapes, because if somebody comes in, again, there could be the chance that the cat runs out, and since Osborne is so close on the street, it's a huge hazard. So yeah, that's the first thing we do. We go and lock the door if they reach to this area, and then we just bring them back in.
What are the most popular items you offer?
Oh, right, yeah. I was mentioning about how the Portage location, they have a coffee bar there, and they're infamous for their drinks. I mean, I love them. They make great matcha. They serve all of our drinks here as well, so they make the drinks there, then they just get transported over here. But that's definitely one of the bigger sellers at the Portage location, and then we have our differences here, where we have a bigger merchandise wall.
Yeah. What are the different types of people you see that show up to Cleocatra?
Yeah, so a huge one is the kids, of course. Kids, families love this place because it's kind of, I mean, for a kid, as a kid, you see multiple animals. It's so exciting. We have a bunch of cat toys in there, and they just have a great time hanging out with cats, as they probably don't have many, or sometimes families come here that don't have pets at home or can't take care of pets at home, so this is kind of be like their cat fix.
Mm-hmm.
That's another huge group of people, is people who can't house cats at their own, but they love cats themselves, and so they come in here and they hang out with their cats that they can't bring home, unfortunately. Yeah, I want to say there's a lot of couples in here. It's a great date spot. I mean, as I've noticed, it's pretty popular with 2 couples coming in. It's like you don't stop talking about anything since there's always
something
cats.
going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I would say mostly. And then we have our regulars, people who live in the Osborne location, the Osborne area, and they come in and grab a drink or two, visit the cat room, and then
Yeah. I grew up as a dog family, basically. I grew up with like over 6 dogs. 7 dogs.
That's a full house.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people in my family just don't like cats for some reason. I think they're cool.
They're nice, you know. I think they're much more low maintenance than dogs, especially with bigger dogs too. You have to walk them every day. Cats, they just sleep, eat, play.
Yeah.
That's repeat. That's much.
You check up on them like once every day.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really need much unless they've like vomited. Aside from that, all they really do is sleep, and then they're easy to pick up. They kind of like, they're small.
It's like a tiny child.
Yeah, exactly. They're like babies.
So have you ever done any follow-ups with any cats adopted here?
Oh yeah, for sure. We have on our Instagram, if you've seen, a lot of alumni posts. So it's more of our supporters or the adopters of the cats who send in pictures a couple months after they have adopted them. And they just become like these huge cats. Like, it's crazy how much cats can evolve and grow up in just a span of a couple weeks. But yeah, we're pretty in touch with some of our adopters because they like to show up. Oh, here's how my cat's doing and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Have you ever like seen or experienced anything like heartwarming while working?
Oh yeah, with our cats being so kind, so sweet. They're super loving and warming. There's this one cat who we had last her name was Melosa. Yeah, so Melosa, she was a super small cat. She just got adopted out probably like 2 days ago, so you're unfortunate to not meet her, but she had this policy that caused her to shake a bunch, so she was super kind of like wobbly when she walks, but she was completely healthy. She just loves to sleep on people's laps, and people like love that because she's so literally just this big, and she'd sleep right here.
4 to 5 months.
Yeah, and she's so tiny. She would just lay right here, and then she'd just like fall asleep, and she'd just get comfortable on like everybody's laps too. It's not like selective. She just loved everyone. But it happens a lot that cats are super comfortable with with customers. They come in and they're already kind of like laying on your shoulders here and laying on your lap here. It's super sweet, and of course the kids love it. They find so much comfort in kind of just like cats sleeping, being more comfortable with you. I think another big heartwarming part is when the adopters come and pick up their cats. I asked them, oh, what made you like the cat? What made you pick him out of all of the cats in here? They're like, yeah, he just like didn't stop climbing on me that time. And I was like, and that's how you kind of know that this was like meant to happen, you know. It was like a connection with the cat. Sometimes people come in here not even looking to adopt a cat, and they end up leaving with one the next week because I fall in love with them so easily. So yeah.
How does Cleocatra speak out on adoption and responsible pet ownership?
Well, Tales of Freedom are the ones who do our adoptions for us, so all the applications would go through them first. But I know that they have a very, very tedious process as well to making sure that these cats are going to safe homes. So they do things like house checks, video calls. The application process can go up to about 3 weeks, just depending on the situation. But they're ensuring that your house don't have any like toxic plants. A lot of plants can be toxic to cats. They're making sure that your other pets at home are neutered. They're already have their shots and everything. Just making sure that the cats are going to safe and loving homes. It's a very tedious process, but then again, it's so we know that they're going to responsible families who can take care of the cats, and we're not just giving them away to people who can't. So.
And I think that was my final question.
Okay, that's
Thank
amazing.
you so much.
It's not a problem.
Yeah. So where can people find you, like social media wise and location wise, actually?
Yeah. So we have 2 locations here in Winnipeg. One of them was on 359 Portage. I can give me 1 second. Let me double check that for you. No, it's totally off. It's 859 Portage Avenue. That's our first location on Portage. And then here we're at 106 Osborne Street. We have an Instagram account. That's Cleocatra.Cafe. And then we also have a TikTok account as well. That's just Cleocatra Café. So those are all our social medias. And then we also have our website, cleocatra.com.
Yeah. Any final comments you would like to tell the audience?
Come by if you love cats. We have lots here, and they'd love to meet you. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming here again. Really appreciate it. Not you come here, I came here.
Yeah,
but then,
thank you for coming.
Thank you for being a guest. This has been the Riverbend podcast. My name is Odulio. See you next time. Bye.